Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. In today's update, we're going to dive deep into what's been going on in Washington regarding Social Security, specifically some bold and passionate comments made by Senator Bernie Sanders during a recent Senate Finance Committee hearing. Now back to the main story. During the Senate Finance Committee hearing, Bernie Sanders got straight to the point. He addressed several statements made by former President Trump regarding Social Security fraud. According to Trump, there are supposedly thousands or even millions of Social Security checks being sent out to people who are 150 or even 200 years old, essentially trying to paint a picture that the system is broken and full of fraud. Bernie wasn't buying it. He called out the Trump-appointed nominee, questioning whether Trump's comments were simply a flat-out lie or just completely uninformed. Bernie pointed out that the Social Security Administration's own Inspector General had found the error rate in benefit payments to be less than 1%. That means that over 99% of payments are made correctly to people who actually qualify. This fact completely debunks Trump's exaggerated claims. Bernie pushed further, stating that Trump's comments weren't just wrong, they were dangerous. By spreading misinformation about the Social Security program, he argued, Trump was trying to undermine public trust in the system. And we all know that once people start to doubt Social Security's effectiveness, it becomes easier for politicians to propose cuts or privatization efforts. Bernie made it crystal clear that he views Social Security as one of the most successful government programs in American history, and he's not going to sit by while anyone tries to tear it down with misleading statements. He also turned his attention to the staffing crisis at the Social Security Administration. Right now, it's well known that it's incredibly difficult for Americans to get timely assistance from Social Security offices. People are waiting on hold for 20 minutes or more, even on a good day, just to speak with someone. That's if they can even get through. Offices are understaffed, and yet there are discussions about laying off even more workers. Senator Sanders was clearly frustrated by this. He asked the nominee whether it made sense to lay off half the staff of an agency that's already failing to meet the needs of the American public. The response from the nominee was vague and non-committal, stating that he believes in driving efficiency and is willing to study the issue further. But for Bernie, the answer was obvious. You don't cut staff when services are already stretched thin. Bernie then shifted to a more philosophical question, and one that he has been raising for years. He asked the nominee whether it made sense for someone who earns $100 million a year to pay the same amount into Social Security as someone making $176,000 a year. Under current law, once a person earns more than $160,200, which increases slightly each year, they stop paying into Social Security. That means millionaires and billionaires are paying a much smaller percentage of their income into the system compared to working-class Americans. Bernie wants to change that. He wants to eliminate the cap on Social Security payroll taxes for people earning over $250,000 per year. By doing so, the Social Security Trust Fund would not only stay solvent for the next 75 years, but it would also allow for an increase in monthly benefits for all current and future beneficiaries. The Social Security Expansion Act has already gained support from 10 Senate co-sponsors, all of whom are Democrats. That's a strong show of support, but the reality is that the bill needs 60 votes in the Senate to overcome a filibuster and actually become law. Right now, Republicans hold the majority in the Senate, and most of them are firmly opposed to any bill that includes new taxes, even if those taxes are only on the wealthy. That means passing this bill will be an uphill battle, but it's one worth fighting. Bernie's argument is simple: we cannot allow millions of seniors to live in poverty while billionaires pay a lower effective tax rate than school teachers and nurses. We can afford to take care of our elderly population. We can afford to expand Social Security. What we can't afford is to ignore the growing needs of aging Americans and let misinformation drive policy decisions that hurt the most vulnerable among us. What's also troubling is that some lawmakers and appointees are talking about efficiency and modernizing systems as an excuse for layoffs and budget cuts. While improving technology and streamlining services is certainly a good thing, it shouldn't come at the cost of access and service. If people can't get through to Social Security, if they can't get their benefits in a timely manner, then we're not solving problems, we're creating new ones. Bernie asked the nominee to commit to working with him to study and possibly support removing the tax cap. The nominee said he was a fact-based, rule-based person and that he was open to studying the issue. But that wasn't the firm commitment Bernie was looking for. The truth is, the Commissioner of Social Security isn't supposed to write tax policy, but they can certainly influence the debate by sharing data, raising awareness, and pushing for reforms that benefit the program and its beneficiaries. Do we want a country where seniors live with dignity, or do we want a system where billionaires keep getting tax breaks while the elderly are forced to choose between paying rent and buying medicine? The Social Security Expansion Act is not a radical idea. It's a practical and fair solution that reflects the values most Americans share. We believe in taking care of our elderly. We believe in rewarding a lifetime of hard work with security in retirement. And we believe in making sure that the wealthiest among us contribute their fair share to the programs that benefit all of us. Do you think it's fair to raise the payroll tax cap for high earners in order to fully fund the system and increase benefits? Should the Commissioner of Social Security push for more staffing and better services for people who depend on the program? Let me know in the comments below. Your voice matters more than you think, and public pressure is one of the most powerful tools we have to bring about real change.